Today we take the super sophisticated and realistic trade logic system in Madden 21, and today we take the huge trades that have already happened in real life this NFL offseason and attempt them in Madden 21 using this super sophisticated trade logic system. So basically today, Madden 21 will tell us which team took the L and which team took the W in these huge trades that have already gone down. And since there's only been two real big trades that happened this offseason so far, once we attempt the two trades that happened in real life in Madden 21, to finish off the video and see who the Rams and the Colts could have got at the quarterback position with trading the same amount of value. With that said, let's go! So starting with Sean McVay and the Los Angeles Rams, they went through and completed the first blockbuster of what's going to be an inevitable, insane NFL offseason. There's going to be a ton of crazy trades, ton of quarterbacks being traded. There's so many good free agents. There's a ton of good players being released right now. This is, I believe, going to be an offseason that we have not seen in a long time in the NFL. First trade, as you guys know, the Rams sent Jared Goff and some draft picks to the Detroit Lions for none other than Mr. Matthew Stafford. Now, crazy here. Matthew Stafford's only a 78 overall, and Jared Goff is a 77. But this trade wasn't sent straight up. Obviously, you guys know the Rams had to throw in some draft picks. Now, the only problem here is because Madden is so stupid, you can only throw in 3-player picks for each deal. But the Rams, like they did in real life, added in 2 first and a 3rd-round draft pick. So we can't do that completely realistic. Like, this is one of my main pet peeves with franchise mode. Like, how am I supposed to, like, do real trades in real life when there's freaking 4 things being added into a trade? I think it's stupid that you're only limited to 3. So hopefully they fix that. It's been, like, one of my main gripes in the past few years. You need to at least, I would say, have up to 5-player picks that you could add in each and every deal. But the other problem is the fact that when you go to trade a draft pick, you can't go further than the next NFL draft. And the problem is, the Rams didn't have a first-round draft pick from this year. I traded for this one. They only have one for 2022. I can't get the 2023 pick that they actually added in real life, and I can't also add in the 3rd-round pick from this year that they added in the trade because we only have 2 more slots we can add in on top of Jared Goff. So what I am going to do to make up for that, I think it's about the same value, is we got a first-round draft pick from this year instead, and we'll have the first-round draft pick from next year. So instead of a first from 2023 and a 3rd from this year, we just went ahead and made it a first from this year. Before we even submit this trade, I want to see how close this would be to being accepted straight up. So Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford, yeah, this is going to be so easy. So according to Madden 21, they're going to think the Lions got the dub here because Madden 21 thinks the Rams could have got Matthew Stafford for so much less. So if we add in the first-round draft pick from next year as well, which I think, like I said, is similar value to future first and a 3rd. Submit this through, it's going to be way too easy. It's accepted. So according to Madden 21, the Lions got a huge dub and the Rams took a huge L because they could have just probably traded Jared Goff a 3rd-round pick and have this be accepted. And look at this. I'm trying to get Jared Goff back in return so we can try and see what the Rams could have got at the quarterback position aside from Matthew Stafford for the same assets they traded to get Stafford. I'm trying to get Goff back from the Lions, and it's taken Jalen Ramsey, Henderson, and a second, and it's still not being accepted. So according to Madden 21, Jared Goff is valued so much more highly than Matthew Stafford. Like, what's it even gonna take? Like, what else do I have to add in here? Like, I don't know what to add in here. They need a right outside linebacker. What do we freaking even have here? Samson Ebukam. Maybe this will be accepted finally, but that just shows you right there, like, this game is so stupid. But as mentioned, we want to see what other than Matthew Stafford the Rams could have got to bring in with the same assets they traded to bring in Stafford. So, like, could they have got an Aaron Rodgers? Could they have got a Deshaun Watson? Let's see what the heck Madden 21 thinks. Like, how about Deshaun Watson? Obviously, this was a target for him. They didn't think they had enough to trade for him or didn't want to trade enough for him. As you see, it'd probably take another, like, what, 2 or 3 first-round draft picks for that to be accepted. So the Rams would have not been able to get Deshaun Watson for the same amount of value. What's another quarterback we can go for here? Russell Wilson. He's sort of, like, kind of up in the air with trades. Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but there's been some rumors out there. Submit this through. Kind of about the same exact value as Deshaun Watson. Now, Lamar Jackson, I know this isn't a thing, but I still want to see, like, how close this would be. Yeah, it's about the farthest away from being accepted out of the trades we've done so far, but that, I mean, that makes sense because he's obviously not on the trade block. He's freaking Lamar Jackson. The Packers and Aaron Rodgers. I doubt this is a thing, but I do want to try it. And yeah, that's actually lower than what the Deshaun Watson trade was, which I guess makes sense because he is an MVP, but he's only, what, 12 years older than Deshaun Watson? How about Dak Prescott? Would this even be remotely close? I mean, okay, he's not, that's like the worst one so far. How about Tom? Like, is this even a thing? I know he's 89 rated, but it's still Tom Brady. Like, is this a thing? That one was accepted, okay. So, I mean, I know he's 44, but they could have used the same exact amount of value they took to trade for Matt Stafford and got Tom Brady. Let me know if you guys think this would have been a better trade than the Matthew Stafford trade. Like, so I guess at this point, basically this is like one free ring. The trade that just went down yesterday, Carson Wentz shipped to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 3rd round pick from this year and a 2nd round draft pick from next year. Now, I did see today the terms of that deal. That can turn to a 1st round pick from next year if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps this year, or if he plays 70% and the Colts make the playoffs, which is really weird. Like, there's not a real big difference in the 5%, so like, I don't get why that was even an extra clause. But anyways, let's see if this would actually go through like it did in real life. So a 3rd round draft pick from this year and a 2nd round selection from next year to bring in Carson Wentz from the Philadelphia Eagles, and this might actually work because he's so low rated now. At the beginning of the year, he was what, an 81, 82 overall, maybe an 80, and throughout his awful 2020 in Madden 21, he's been regressed all the way down to a 72 overall. Oh my god, dude, that's insane. Will this actually work? I don't know. Like, this is gonna be close, I think. I don't know how highly Madden 21 values Carson Wentz, and it was accepted. Oh my, that is freaking insane, because it's so hard to trade for quarterbacks in this game, but just on a 3rd and 2nd. Didn't even have to take a 1st round draft pick. Carson Wentz, that's accepted. All right, hold on, I gotta take a second. I want to see how little it would have took for the Colts to bring in Carson Wentz. So just to bring in Carson Wentz, let's just try the minimum amount possible it would take to bring him in. So how about just the 3rd round pick? No, let's start lower. Let's start with the 4th round pick. Would just a 4th from this year been enough to bring in Carson Wentz? And not quite. So how about just the 3rd round selection for Carson Wentz? Submit this through. I mean, that's close. So let's try to not use a 2nd round selection from the future. A 4th round pick instead. It's so close. So it might not even take a 2nd. So a 3rd, a 4th, and potentially a 6th from this year. It's going to be a 5th. But that's still absolutely insane, my dudes. As you see right here, you didn't have to trade a 2nd round draft pick from next year. All I had to do was a late 4th and a 5th round draft pick from this year on top of that 3rd. I'm gonna go back and do that with the Matthew Stafford trade as well to end off. So I want to see the minimum amount possible it would have took to bring in Matthew Stafford from the Lions for the Rams. Now I do want to see here if there's anybody else better in terms of overall Madden 21 than Carson Wentz that the Colts could have got for their draft pick. So a 3rd round draft pick from 2021 and a 2nd round draft pick from next year. Who the heck could they have potentially got? You're not gonna be able to get anybody insane. Who's somebody I actually think would have a chance? How about Tua? Like a young quarterback instead of Carson Wentz for 3rd and 2nd? Okay, that's not even freaking close at all. How about a Matt Ryan? A Matty Ice for the Colts, and that's accepted. Okay, this is a big one. All right. Colts fans, let me know in the comment section below. If you had the choice between Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan, who would you have taken as your quarterback? If it took the exact same amount to trade for both of them. Why is he an 81 now? Is it the Super Bowl week that keeps him at an 81? Hold on. If I advance 1 week into the future, does he freaking get down to a 79? Is that the problem? Yes, he's a 79, so I guess Super Bowl week is the week everybody regresses. So what would the bare minimum amount it would take to bring in Matty Stafford to the LA Rams? Like, I think with him being a 79, how about just a 3rd round pick? Okay, that's decline, understandable. How about him, like Jared Goff, just straight up for Matthew Stafford? Submit this, it's decline, understandable. But instead of a 1st round pick, which is huge, let's just try a simple little 3rd round pick, Jared Goff for Matt Stafford. It's decline, but that's so much better than just a 1st. And now we can trade away, like, let's just give the Lions some running back depth. Malcolm Brown added into this deal. Trades accepted. Like I said, instead of having to throw in 2 firsts and a 3rd, the Rams could have simply just traded Jared Goff, a 3rd, and Malcolm Brown. They could have just freaking saved the 2 firsts and just thrown in Malcolm Brown instead. This would have been accepted. So, according to Madden 21, LA Rams taking the biggest L of this offseason. I want to try the Jared Goff thing one final time to end off today's video, because maybe the Tom Brady trade was a little sus because he's 44, 45 years old. How about Baker? Baker Mayfield instead declined big time. Obviously, we saw Tom Brady would have been accepted. Kyler Murray, how about this? I doubt it, but going to the university, yeah, it's pretty freaking low. Next, Chargers, Justin Herbert. I just want to see. It's probably, that's a lot more than the Tua trade. Tua trade was like half of that. So, Madden 21 values Tua a little bit higher than Justin Herbert, apparently. I'm not even going to try Patrick Mahomes because it's just worthless. How about Derek Carr instead? I don't even know, would like you guys consider this an upgrade? I feel like this will be accepted. And that was accepted. So according to Madden 21, they could have got Derek Carr or they could have got Tom Brady. But like I said, according to this stupid freaking game, take it how you want to take it. The Rams in real life took a huge freaking L in this trade.